So right now I will give you an intro about what we'll be learning in this video. Um, the version of Unreal I'm using right now is 5.5. To be exact, it is 5.5.4. So this is a version right now. So I will just show you what this tree is made up of. So this tree I recently created. So this is a coconut palm. The only thing that is not here is actually the fruits, because the fruits are a little bit complicated. Because it is not because of the um, its peculiar feature is that it is a kind of rounded and it is very dense. So I don't want to slow down anything. Also, I don't plan to use this for nanite. So right now, I plan to use LODs for this tree. It can also be used as nanite, but the main purpose is to use LODs. Okay, so that part being aside, let's see how the material is made up of. So this tutorial is focusing on creating materials for this asset from scratch. Okay, so when you look at the materials, I have two materials for this tree. One is a tree trunk, uh, which you can see here, and the second one is the tree leaf. Um, so, so my aim is to reduce the number of draw calls, because I have seen many tutorials where they make trees from trees using multiple materials, like about four materials. So two for the trunk and two for the leaves. So it can be like three for the leaves or one for trunk. So it can be any combinations. So when you try to reduce the number of textures used, you can reduce the number of materials, and each material will be one draw core. So draw cores are very important in case of in terms of overall game performance and the frame rate. So if you can reduce the number of materials, then that is the best. So that's what I'm aiming here. So as I was saying before, we have two materials for this tree. One is this bark. So I'll get a little bit closer to the bark so you can see what this bark is made up of. So the bark is made up of about. So what you're seeing here is the color texture. Then we have a normal map. Then I have channel packed roughness and also ambient occlusion into the normal map and also the diffuse. So I'll open the diffuse texture here. If you look at the RGB channels, so these R, G, and B, they are used for the color, and alpha is used for ambient occlusion. You can see that this is the AO. So we have a specific use of AO in this material. So that's why I have channel packed it. Otherwise, I wouldn't worry about using any texture for the alpha channel. And if you look at the normal map, normal map also has four channels. The only thing that is not used is the alpha, because that is something that Unreal Engine doesn't like when you use normal map. It is almost impossible to use the alpha channel for anything. So what I'm using here is red and green for normal, and blue is for the roughness. So you can see the blue channel is used for roughness. So all these textures are exported from Substance Designer. So I'll just show you a preview of how it looks like. So this is the designer file. When you look at the bark, so this is the color, and it's actually channel packed. So I use an alpha merge here. So this is color and this is the ambient occlusion. So these are merged into a texture. That is, I named it as CO, color. Sorry, not roughness, color and AO. AO channels channel packed. So AO channel packed. So that is what this for the CO means, and for NR, it is normal and roughness. So for normal, when you go into green RGB channel, you can see roughness being packed into it. So these have been exported. Same thing with the leaves. So this is the leaf texture. So for the leaf texture, this is not color and roughness. This is color and subsurface. I don't know why I wrote color and roughness. So this is actually color and subsurface. So red, green, blue. RGB is for the color, and when you go to alpha, this is subsurface mask. So this has other uses as well. So I will explain when I'm talking about the material. Okay, and normal map has the R and G channel used for normal map. Blue is used for roughness. So alpha is not used because, as I said, normal map has a problem showing alpha in Unreal Engine. And opacity is just a grayscale texture and is used for opacity. So that's all the textures we have used here in the material. Okay. Now let's jump right into the material parameters here. So for this tree, as I was explaining before, we need color, normal, and roughness. That's all we need. Plus we need ambient occlusion for getting a special effect, like dirt flow from the top, or you can say a moss at the bottom. So I already have a moss texture applied. So this was done using Substance Painter, and then combined the texture in Designer using a mask. I won't be talking about it in this video. So so the top dirt, so it's actually using a custom part of the texture. So when I turn off the top dirt value to 0, you can see that it is going to default color for the texture. So this dirt is actually giving it a kind of a dark color at the top. So this might be too dark. So you can actually reduce the saturation for this. So saturation is 1 right now. Maybe make it like 0.5. So, or maybe 0.25, so that it looks a bit more natural. Because coconut trees tend to have a dark streak at the top. That is actually for the dirt flow. Okay. So top dirt value 1 is a bit too high. So we'll use 0.6. So as you can see that it is giving that nice blending from the top. Okay. Bottom, we already have the moss texture applied, so I'm not going to use any special effect on it. Okay. So that is the top dirt. So we will learn how to create all these. So we have a spec control. So specular, how to see it is, like, if you go into buffer visualization and you go to specular buffer, you can see that spec is now using a mask. So that is from combining the ambient occlusion and also the roughness to get that effect. Okay. So for the spec we have some controls here. Trunk specular is 0.5. When I move to 1, it becomes more brighter. Okay. Also we have control for roughness. So if I increase the spec to 1 and go to lit, you can see that it is now very shiny. Okay, it reflects light more than what is needed. So, and just make this around 0.6, so should be good. Trunk specular. And when I go into buffer again and roughness, so you can see that this is a roughness texture that is coming from normal map blue channel. Okay. So we can also tweak this roughness here. Roughness strength 0.5, and I make it 1. You see that it is going really bright. I make it 0.1. It is like going darker. So this is roughness 0.1 means it will be really shiny because it is less rough. You can see that in this angle. So where the light is bouncing off. So when I keep it at 1, that means it is very rough. Maybe keep it as 0.8 or 0.7. This might be the correct value for a tree trunk. So tree trunks are not that glossy, right? So because the leaves are different, the leaves can be a little bit glossy, but not the trunk. So we'll do all these things in the material. Also, the way I'll be creating this material is I will be through using material functions. So this is a material function. So this graph looks really simple. That is because all the parameters are inside these material functions. So for example, like if I open this material function, double click on this, you can see that it is comprised of more detailed branching. Okay, so each one has got its own different controls. So albedo control, specular controls, roughness. So this is only for the trunk. So if you go into this, so there's another material function here. Base this base color, trunk base color. So color so this is where the top dirt flow comes in. So you have to use certain nodes to get the effect. So we'll go through all of these in the video, okay, when I'm teaching it. Okay, so let's jump right in. So if you want to learn how to create the material like this, you need to use a default shader. Okay, starting from scratch. So I'll go into this tutorial folder, and I use the same tree without any materials. So it's just gray Unreal default shader. So there is nothing on it. So this tree has the leaves. Why it is showing it like this is because of backface culling, because there is no material applied on it. So once the material applies, all these leaf will be double-sided, so you'll be able to see it properly. Okay, now let's create a new folder here, because I want to keep everything well organized. So this is called we'll just name it as materials. Okay, and inside the materials we'll have another folder called master. So in the master material folder, we'll have all the master materials. I mean, there'll be only one master material plus all the material functions. So if you keep everything like this, well organized, it'll be very easy to keep everything clean. So create a material inside this master folder and name it m_tree. Okay. Why I named it as M is for master material. You can even name it as MTR or MSTR or M or master or whatever you want. So it doesn't matter. Okay. So now I'm going to open this material here, and we will start. Okay. So for the sake of easy managing the material, I will just keep this as a tab. So this will be much easier to see. Okay. Just save it. So in the master material for the m_tree, we will be using one master material for the entire tree. Okay. So the leaf and also the trunk will use the same master material. So the benefit is that you don't have to use multiple master materials for each section of the tree, so that it will be much more efficient. And you might be wondering, how will I switch between these two? Why I need to switch? Because the leaves need two-sided material, and the trunk needs only one-sided material. Because the trunk inside, if you go inside the trunk, it's actually transparent from inside because of backface culling, and you are never going to see the inside because it's a closed mesh. So you don't need the two-sided, because two-sided is much, compared to one-sided material, two-sided is more expensive than this. So that's why tree leaves are always made in a very efficient way, just to reduce the draw calls. Okay, so those things we will discuss later. So let's go into the material. Okay, so for this material, I will be using a switch. So switch is like this. Okay, it's called a static switch parameter. So this actually switches between trunk or or, or leaves. So I will just use it as a, I mean, create the switch as a question. Okay, so it is like a trunk. So if it is trunk, it is true. If it is leaves, it is false. Okay, so I'll keep the switch here. I won't be doing anything to it right now. So what we're going to do is I need to use material attributes. So click on this because there is only one output here. I cannot connect this to any of these. Okay, so it has to be one input for the material. So change this material attributes, switch it on. So now I get only one output. Okay, so I can connect this switch to here. So it will show an error because there's nothing to there's no input. Okay, I can just save it. That is fine. It doesn't matter much. Now we need to create the textures. Okay, default textures. So what I'll be creating here is um, a texture param object. Okay, so what that means is I cannot use a normal texture slot for connecting the materials. I mean connecting the textures because I'll be using material function. So right click and type param uh, texture parameter object or texture object parameter. So click on this, open it. So the first one is the trunk, right? So we'll use trunk C for the trunk color. Okay, and I'm going to make a group here that is called trunk, and I will give it a sort priority of 1 because this will be the first texture to be shown, and I need to use a texture. So like we will change that in a moment. So press Ctrl D, and this one is trunk normal. So I just type N, trunk normal, and sort priority can be 2 for this. So we have two texture slots. One is a trunk color, and then the next one is a trunk normal. Okay, now we need 3 more. That's for the leaf. So the leaf, first one is, I just type it as leaf C and change its name to leaf. Okay, so leaf, so this is trunk. So leaf, this is the number 1, and leaf sorry, and leaf normal, change this to leaf, and I need one more, so leaf opacity. So I'll just type it O. So we have 3 textures for the leaf and 3 textures for the trunk. So now what we need to do is to change these default textures into some of the placeholder. So by placeholder, what I mean is I have created some placeholder textures just for this material creation. So you can find them on Gumroad. So I'll provide the link in the description below. So the textures I use, they are called they are in a folder called PH. PH means placeholder. So this is a, don't worry about this ART, because ART is the kind of texture I used before. Right now I don't use them, so I just channel pack everything into these. So in PH color, select it, and this trunk C, apply that texture here. Same thing for the leaf. Okay, and this normal, apply it on the trunk normal and this leaf normal, and we need one more. So that is opacity. So that is a grayscale texture. Select the leaf opacity and use selected as asset from content browser. So that part is complete now. Okay, and now we can actually group them into three different, two different groups. Okay, before doing any groups, what I want to do is I want to create the material function for the connecting these to the output. Okay, so for that, what I will do is first I'm going to create a material function. Okay, that, as I was explaining, we'll be going by material functions. I won't be because that will keep it very clean. Okay, so under masters here, right click and go to material and advanced material function, because the previous version of Unreal they had it here. Now they moved to advanced section. So go to material function, and material function I will name it as MF for material function underscore maybe what is it, material function. This is of a tree trunk. Okay, tree trunk. So why we are using material function? Material functions are like groups. So you can actually combine many nodes into one simple node. That will make it much easier to use the material. Okay, so I'm just going to drag and drop this material function here. So right now there's nothing connecting this like there are no inputs, or there are no outputs, nothing is there. The reason being we haven't done that yet. So double click on this material function, mf underscore tree trunk, and go inside it. It looks like this. So it will have a preview output, and you need to define the inputs. Okay, so by input, what I mean is like you have to have something to connect that to the output, right? So just type function input. So that is what you'll be using for the for creating the material function. Okay. Now what I need to do is I need to deselect. Okay, I think that's okay. So the material is being selected. That's fine. So in this input function, there's an input type. Okay, you need to change this to a texture 2D. So texture 2D you can find here, function input texture 2D. Okay, not just that, you need to change the name. So this is trunk. So albedo. Okay, or you can say trunk color. So trunk C. Okay, trunk color, and there is something called a sort priority. So sort priority is somewhat similar to this here. So here we have a sort priority. The only difference is that in this material, so sort priority starts from 1, 2, 3, like that, and going in the ascending order. But in material function, it starts from 0. I don't know why, but that is how it is done. Okay, so this one can be 0. So I'll tell you why I'm saying why I'm creating this sorting priority in a moment. And duplicate this, Control D. We can use this for the input normal. Okay, so trunk N is for normal. Okay, so sort priority default is 0, so I'm going to change it to 1. So save it. Now if you go into m underscore tree, you can see that this material function has got 2 inputs. C is the first one, N is the second one. Okay, and it is texture 2D type. So if you want to know more about this, you can actually press Control and Alt. So it will tell you about what the it will give you a tip or the help function. Okay. Now under MF tree trunk, we will work on this for now. Okay, we need to find the connections, and we need to make sure that it is connected to the output. So now we got 2 inputs. One is for the trunk color, and one is for the trunk normal. Now we need to connect these to a texture object. So just by using this, it won't work because we need to have some sort of input for the function. So that's called a texture object. So right click and type texture object. You can find it right here under functions, texture object. You can use the default texture. You don't have to change it because changing it, you have to select the pH texture and then swap it using the tools here. So you don't have to do that. You directly connect this to the input for the texture 2D object. Then same thing for the normal map. So Control D, duplicate this and connect this. So that's all you need to do. You don't have to do anything else. Now we will do something here just to make things more organized. So this one has to be so the output for the texture 2D object has to go into a texture sample. So the sample is like, you can just type texture sample. So this one also can be default texture. So right now it is not taking the default texture. So you select this and browse to this default texture folder. So that actually comes under the engine folder. Okay, once it is selected, select the texture sample and then assign it here. So you can just duplicate this. So because we need two of these, one for the color and one for normal. So connect this output from the texture 2D object to the text input. Okay, because it won't work on anything else. So UVs could be used for tiling, because we don't have tiling because we use unique textures. And connect these here. So we have two of these. One is for the color and one is for normal. So we can just name this in a comment. Press C. So this is albedo, and so we don't have subsurface for the trunk. So it is albedo and AO. Okay, so I'm in occlusion. So this one, press C, normal. You can even say normal plus roughness. So this one can be albedo plus ambient occlusion. Okay, so for the leaf material, this will be different. This will be albedo plus subsurface. Normal plus roughness will be the same. There won't be any change. So now we need to create a material attribute. Okay, so that what that means is we need to connect these to the output, because output only has a one input. So we have to find a way to connect all of these separate functionalities. Okay, so for that I'll be using a node called make material attributes. So select this. So it has all the inputs starting from base color till displacement. So we won't be using all of them. We'll be using only a few. So what I'm going to do here is something called a named reroute. Okay, it's called named reroute. So just right click and type in named reroute declaration. Okay, so is a kind of the name is kind of long, so you don't have to worry about this. So just type named and you will get it. Okay, and you can name it here. I'll name it albedo, albedo in. Okay, so albedo in means this will be connected to the base color. So you bring RGB into this. So this is albedo in. So this can be used to make the node network much more cleaner. Then here for the trunk, we have again another named reroute. It's called AO in. Okay, so right now I won't be using AO, but we can just keep it here for future. That is AO in. Then here for the normal map, what we have is another named reroute. Then name it as normal in, and connect the RGB channel to this. Then we have another one named reroute node. Name it as roughness. roughness in. So roughness comes from the blue channel. Okay, so this can also be you can change the color here. So I'll change this color to maybe something like green. You can actually do whatever. Okay, so here I'll be changing the color to something like dark, maybe even like a gray. I don't know why gray, but something. Okay, and for the output, what I'll do is for the albedo in, so we have opened this named reroutes, we have albedo, then connect this albedo to the base color. So the benefit of using this is that it will be very well organized. Then we have another called roughness named roughness in, connected here, roughness. Then we need normal. So normal, open the normal in reroute, then connect it to the normal input. So we have all of them connected, so we don't have anything else. Okay. Then next part is to connect this output to the output preview. Okay, so you can just move these out of the way, maybe keep it somewhere here, and save the function. So now when you look at the material, you have the tree trunk function, all input and output already connected. Okay, now we can connect the texture samples to the input of the functions. So this is C, that's the color, and this is normal. Okay, and connect this to the switch parameter. So true will be trunk, false will be leaves. Okay, so save it, and we can actually name this group as trunk, and we need to create another material function just for the leaf. So once that is complete, this error will be going away. Okay, so that'll be step one. So next step is to create the material function for the tree leaf. Actually, we can use the same functions for the leaf as well, because afterwards we will modify it. So select all of them, all of the nodes here, Control C for copy. Okay, go into the content folder, masters folder, right click, go into material, advanced material function. So here I'm going to use mf underscore tree leaf. So this is the second function we are creating. Okay, double click, so it will open here. Same thing. So just move it to the side because we'll be pasting it here. So Control V. So you got all the functions pasted. Okay, I will change this name to input. This will be leaf C. That means leaf color. Then this will be changed to leaf normal. Okay, and we need one more group, that is the leaf opacity. So for opacity we have to use one node for input, so that is called function input. So for the function input we have to change this to a scalar. So why I'm using a scalar is because opacity map is grayscale, so we don't need to use all of these functionalities for that. So we can directly connect to the opacity mask input. Okay, so just keep this down and move this here. So this is opacity input. So you change this to so vector 3 will be the default, so change that to a scalar. So function input scalar. So this will be plugged into the opacity mask channel. Okay, and we can connect this to output. And this is small change we need to make here, because for the albedo for leaf, it is albedo plus subsurface. So this alpha will be subsurface. So this is not AO. subsurface in, okay, and for normal plus reference, it is the same. There is no change because it's the same pattern we used for the trunk. So RGB, R red and green will be normal map, and B will be for reference, the same. So here we have albedo in base color, roughness in for roughness, input this is for scalar for the opacity, it goes to opacity mask, and normal in will go into normal. So that is for the leaf. So now, so what is left is to drag this material function into the master material, okay, and as you can see, this opacity comes as a first input. So I want to keep it as a last one. So this color and normal are fine, okay, but opacity is the first. So the problem here is that the sort order for these two should be the same now. So 0 and 0. So go into leaf function, and for the opacity, input opacity, change the sort priority to 2. Okay. So for the input leaf color is 0, normal 1, and opacity is 2. So now it should be good. Go into the master material. You have color, normal, and opacity. So now it's correct. So now we're connecting the color here, the normal to the second input, and the opacity to the third input. Yeah, here I made a small mistake. So this one has to be a different texture object. So the right click, texture sample, okay, because it's a scalar input. So when I connect this here, it should work. Now what will happen is I need to have a grayscale picture for this. I mean grayscale image for this as a user's texture sample. So go into the PH folder, select the grayscale, and assign it here. So now it should be good. Okay. So this texture sample uses a converted parameter, and type it like leaf opacity. So leaf underscore O, and change the group to leaf, and sort priority should be 3. So this is color 1, normal 2, and opacity 3. So that is good. Save it. Now group this as leaf, and connect this to the output. I mean for the input for the switch parameter. Okay. So for the master material, I need to use this switch in a proper way. So select the switch. Now there is no group. Okay. So I need to give it some name. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to name it as 1 underscore. So that means this will be shown as the first option in the material. Okay. And the textures will be shown as the last one. So that's okay. So this is sort priority should be 1. Okay, and save it. Okay, now we have the master material done. Now we will create the material instance for the trunk. Go into the masters, then select the m underscore tree, right click, and create material instance. Okay, so material instance, what I will do is I will rename it to mi underscore tree. So tree underscore trunk, because we need to create two material instances, one for the tree trunk and one for the tree leaf. Okay, so I'll create both. First I need to move it to the proper folder. So drag and drop it in the materials folder. You can keep it anywhere you want. Like this is just, I'm just using this folder structure just to keep it organized, and duplicate it, Control D, and this will be leaf. Okay, so I have two materials, one is for the tree leaf and one is for tree trunk, and I'm going to assign these two materials to the tree. Okay, so the tree, I'm going to select this tutorial, open the mesh, double click on the mesh icon, and you got the mesh options. I'll keep the tree like this here, so it'll be easier to see. Now I'm going to assign the materials we just created. Okay. Let me give more space. Now going to materials, select the tree leaf or the tree trunk first, assign it here. So the trunk is assigned, so I can see the blue color, and for the tree leaf, assign it. So we have both the materials assigned. You can save the mesh and close it, because you don't need the mesh window anymore till we make the LODs. So that won't be covered in this tutorial. Okay, now our tree is ready to get the textures applied. Okay, so we'll start with the trunk, or we can open both of them. This is trunk, and this is leaf. Now I got both the textures here. I mean both materials here. First one is trunk, the second one is leaf. Now when you look at the material instance, you can see that there is a I forgot to name it properly. So 1 underscore, what is this? So go to master material again, open this. So what I want to do is this switch 1 underscore trunk or leaf. Okay, so we can use that name there, so it'll be much more clear. So where is the middle? Okay, so it's over here. So when you go here, trunk or leaf, so we have the option. Okay, so first one is the trunk. So this is a MI3 trunk. Select this and check this on. You won't see much difference here. You want to see the textures. Okay, so I'm going to give it these two textures. So right now it is the placeholder. So I have saved the textures here under Cocoa Palm textures. So this is the first one is the bark. This is size. So this is the bark. Assign it. I mean the color. Then normal. Assign it here. So we have the trunk color and the normal assigned properly. Just take a look if it is correct. So like looks like it is perfect. And now for the leaves, okay. So for the leaf, there's a little bit of different method. Okay. So what happens is leaves have to be two-sided, and by default the material is taking only one side. Okay, so you need to make some changes to it. So go into the MI3 leaf here, and open the so this you don't have to change anything, because if you don't check it, it is leaf. Okay, so first we'll assign the textures. So this leaf color assigned here, leaf normal assigned here, then leaf opacity. So right now opacity is like this, like it's not taking the opacity texture. So select it, assign it. Okay, even then you don't see any change, right? Because it is not taking into account the opacity map or the two-sided material features. Okay, save it now. So that you need to manually change in the material. Okay, since we use only one master material, you have to make some changes to the material basic parameters to get the opacity map working. Okay, so there is something called material property overrides. So this will affect only this material instance. It won't affect the trunk. Okay, so there is something called blend mode. So blend mode, then shading model, two-sided. Okay, these three you need to change. So under opaque, choose masked. Okay, I will take a few seconds to calculate. Okay, now it is masked. Okay, now it is taking the opacity map. If you look here, if I turn this to opaque, so it is not taking the opacity. But if I change this to masked, now it is taking the opacity map. Okay, now we need to make sure that it is two-sided. So under shading model, change the default lit to two-sided foliage. It won't make much change. You need to do one more thing to make it work. Still it is one-sided. There is a checkbox called two-sided, so turn that on and wait for it to compile. Now we got the full tree properly working. So now we got all the leaves working, and like now it is two-sided material. Okay, so the trunk is one-sided. You can just save it and check the trunk material instance, and just make sure that it is one-sided. So here it is one-sided opaque default lit, and for the leaf it is masked and two-sided. So these settings, you don't have to do it like every time. It's only a one-time process. Now when you tweak the material, add more stuff on it, you can just keep these two the same. Okay, and you can see that, and you can see all the updates working on the tree, whatever things you do.